Convent High School maintains its CXC-CSEC track record as one of its students tops this year's exams. A Thursday night fire at Italia restaurant leaves 9 workers unemployed, and West Coast victims of Tropical Storm Erika could be entering new homes at Platma Pier soon. I am Idona John Baptist with the Channel 5 News. Details in a moment. Topping the news, Convent High School is maintaining its track record of success in the CXC-CSEC arena, with its students topping the May-June 2016 exams. 4 CHS graduates are among the 5 top performers in the CSEC exams locally. They are Enola Vital, Corinne George, Marie-Age Emmanuel, and Lydia Etienne. That's based on preliminary results announced by the Ministry of Education at a news conference on Friday. 16-year-old Enola Vital is the only one who obtained 12 grade 1s among the 834 school candidates who sat the May to June exams. When we asked Vital what brought her to this point, this is what she had to say.
Minimum sleep. Sleep is important, so I try to get as much as possible. And all that's a part of planning and preparing, which is something you really need to be able to do in order to do well in the exams. Because even subjects which I struggle in, I had to tell myself, well, you're doing it, so you're going to have to. It's a subject, just like all the others. Put in as much effort as you can in your weak areas. You're going to have to improve them.
So what's the next step for Enola Vital?
College, my A-levels.
In terms of your career aspirations, where do you see yourself?
As a software developer.
Corinne George, another CHS student on the top performers list, obtained 11 1s and 1 2. Her mother, Lucia Stedman, reminded us that she also topped the grade 6 national assessment exam back in her days at St. Martin's Primary.
Without God, this would not have been possible. It was a very challenging season for my daughter for the last 2 years, but with a team effort between myself and her dad, we achieved that. We actually split our task between parents. He did most of the academics, all of the SBAs with subjects such as chemistry, physics, biology, which I'm not able to handle. And I did the emotional support, I did all the spiritual strengthening and so on. Well, Karen is on a tour with her father to Disney World. He took on a 3-week tour. He's taken all over the US.
There were more females who sat the exams this year, also outperforming the males. Jonis George of the Pierre Charles Secondary, who got 10 1s and 3 2s, topping other students who sat the exams at her school, has the Lead Institute as her choice for tertiary education.
And I have to say the Pierre Charles Secondary School has a group of very dedicated teachers. And my option, I think, would be the Lead Institute, since I think it will cater for my needs better. This is because I would want to do the CAPE examinations, which the DSE does not offer.
One of the top male performers on island is Sydney John. So far, he's recorded the best grades for the Portsmouth Secondary this year with 10 1s.
My whole class is proud because it was a collective effort. Well, we always bash males, saying that they like to stay on the streets, they take drugs, they smoke. I am someone, I don't stay inside at all. I cannot stay inside the house for more than half an hour. I'll always be outside. You just have to keep in your mind that when you go back home, you have your schoolwork to do and you have to get it done before you go to school the next day.
Okay, very well spoken, Sydney John. So what about your future aspirations, study aspirations? Do you plan to stay here?
Well, for now, I plan to go to the Dominica State College to pursue physics, maths and chemistry. And in the future, I would like to pursue a degree in engineering.
While 30 other students obtained more grade 1s than Chanel Nichols, she has created some sort of history for the Goodwill Secondary School. She is the only Goodwill Secondary student to top the exam, scoring 6 1s and 3 2s, a feat which has not happened in a long time. She is breaking the misconception that athletes are not the most studious.
Well, my future aspirations, I wanted to do, sports, because I'm a sports person. I play a lot of different sports. But I think physiotherapy. Well, it was challenging having to balance sports, making national teams, having to play netball, having to play track and field, continuously running, track and training. So at a certain point, I had to put back sports for a while to make sure I had to keep my grades up. And right now I'm going to start back training, but now on Monday.
Still in education, Dominica is recording remarkable grades in the CXC CSEC exams when compared with the rest of the Caribbean, surpassing all the regional averages in every subject area. There has been an increase in the overall percentage pass of students receiving grade 1s, 2s, and 3s. That's 81.7% compared to last year's 77.3%.
This percentage places us 17.7% above that of the regional average, which is 64%. We were looking for the regional averages on the CXC website, and we went to the presentation that was done in Anguilla by CXC. That's where they released all the results. And what we realized is that if you can look at, these were the subjects that they presented in terms of regional averages. We realized that Dominica was surpassing all the regional averages.
School administrators had to operate under trying circumstances for the 2015 academic year following Tropical Storm Erica, and the Chief Education Officer says their efforts have to be commended. Students continue to excel in English A, resulting in a 10.7% increase in performance.
Performance moved from 70.9% in 2015 to 81.6% in 2016. It also showed an increase of 14.6% from the regional average of 67%. For mathematics, while we saw a slight decrease by 10%, moving from 58.3 in 2015 to 56 in 2016, we are happy to report that we are still 12 percentage points above the regional average of 44%.
Only 3 subjects showed pass marks below 70%, and that was in chemistry, visual arts, and mathematics. The Education Minister is hoping that strategies can be implemented to improve on the performance in maths.
We continue to grapple with the challenges facing our students in the area of mathematics. However, I must be quick to add that I'm pleased to note that we are still 12 percentage points above the regional average of 44%. We intend to continue studying the challenges within that subject area so that we can continue to increase student performance in mathematics. It is our responsibility to address underperformance, and we will continue to review our teaching methods, provide training to our teachers in mathematics education and other subject areas, and ensure that a support system is in place for teachers to improve their delivery and effectiveness.
Now to this unfortunate story, where 9 Dominicans are now out of a job as their place of employment is no longer functional. Andrea Louis has more.
This follows a Thursday night fire at Italia restaurant on Kennedy Avenue. The restaurant's manager told Channel 5 News there were severe damage in the dining area.
Well, the damage is tremendous, I got, quite a big loss in there. Because considering we will not be able to operate for the next maybe 2 weeks, because we lost quite a lot of different appliances, the fridges, a whole set of different things. I was at home last night, when the call came, somebody from town. We have a lot of friends in Roseau, right. The place is very popular. They told us that Italia is on fire. We rushed up into town, and then when we came there, I think the fire ambulance, they had the fire under control already, It could have been worse, because knowing that if the fire had gone back to the kitchen, the main kitchen area where you have a whole set of cylinders, at the back, and that would be, more disaster.
While no official confirmation has been given, it is suspected that the cause of the fire might be electrical.
Most likely looking like it's an electrical fire. Because one of the things I think that need to happen after a building is wired for about 30, 40 years, you need to rewire, or especially if you have to add appliances to it. You know, maybe the strength of let's say the wire or whatever that you use after a certain time, you need to upgrade it. Based on the trends that we see there, it looks the electrical. Because we normally turn off every of our gas and everything, you know, when we live there. We make sure that we go around and we do whatever we have to do. Well, the estimated cost, I cannot give you a direct figure, you know, but it runs in the thousands of dollars. You know, quite a few thousands, quite a bit of thousands, you know, that we lost there. You know.
Channel 5 News spoke to employees of the establishment who were on site at Italia restaurant on Friday morning.
While at home, a friend called and told me that Italia restaurant is on fire. So immediately I came up to Roseau, and when I got there, I saw really exactly the place was on fire. We met the fire truck and the police officers, and the other employees were here, Mr. Foy, the manager, and his wife and his 2 children. He gave us great encouragement because most of us felt broken, disappointed when we saw what happened. And he gave us the encouragement and told us that in everything give thanks and God is in control. And hopefully within a short space of time things would be back to normal after they have done their investigations. And so we all will come together and work. And he asked us to come back this morning at about 7 after 7. So we are all there in support with him.
Yes, one of my co-workers called me and told me the place on fire. Well, I get so shaky, I didn't know what to do. Then anyway, they picked me up on the bus stop, and when I came there, it was so sad. So I just want to give my boss man courage and strength, and that he can get back on his feet.
And could you give us an idea of how things were at Italia for you?
Oh, it was sweet. Nothing to complain. I love it. I work how many places, and there was the best place I ever work since I know myself.
And a lot of customers?
A lot of customers, and the owner of the place, like the boss man and his wife, they're nice people. And we can never get anybody like them again.
Channel 5 News also contacted the fire department, who told us investigations are ongoing. Andrea Louis, Channel 5 News.
Now on to some good news. Families on the West Coast whose homes were destroyed by the biggest weather system to hit the country last year could see some form of relief soon. Andrea Louis has more.
Following the passage of Tropical Storm Erica last year, the Adventist Disaster and Relief Agency, ADRA, took it upon themselves to help those who lost homes as a result of the tropical storm. Some land in the Platte area was allotted to ADRA, and they have decided to build a few housing units in this area for those who were affected by the tropical storm in the Culibistry and Coliho areas. Channel 5 News spoke to Nurse Priscilla Prevost, who is the local coordinator for ADRA.
We have never stopped work on the project. Work is advancing. The final touches are being done right now as we speak, where we have started painting. All the two houses are fully primed, ready for painting, both interior and exterior. However, we are dealing with the interior painting because since we are going to be working on the ground floor, we'll do the exterior painting in one shot with both up and down. We started tiling earlier this week, and one of the houses by now is almost completed, and we're moving into the second house. The 3 houses, the roofs are on, the ceiling is done, is complete. So it's more final, touches.
Work on the housing units has been on a voluntary basis, and although the level of volunteerism has varied over the months, Nurse Prevost is pleased with the progress.
Of course, we anticipated we would have gotten more labor, volunteer labor for the project. We had persons coming in from Trinidad, from St. Croix and Barbados, and we were expecting others to come in, but that did not materialize. We have the local churches, the Adventist churches, that is, come in on Sundays to give labor. But we employed persons from the community as well that was able to help us in moving the work forward. But had we gotten the kind of labor that we anticipated, we could have been further advanced.
Nurse Prevo also told us that families from the Kulibish and Koliho areas have already been selected to occupy these houses.
The people to inhabit the houses we didn't select the people, Erica selected those people. We cannot divulge any names right now, but just to say as from the initiation of the project that it was meant for persons within the primarily, and I would like to underscore the word primarily, which means it doesn't exclude anybody per se, but primarily for persons within the catchment area.
In its effort to help as many people as possible, ADRA would like to construct more housing units opposite the already existing structures, but this depends on funding.
This is based on our funding and funding resources. So we will move that section after we have completed the ground floor of the present units as funds are available.
If all goes well, families can move into these housing units before the end of the year. Andrea Louis, Channel 5 News.
You're watching Channel 5 News. More news, sports, and your weekend weather report coming up. Thanks for staying tuned. Minister for Information, Kelva Daru, says government remains fully committed to investing in the youth. Government has announced its intention to invest $1 million into Dominica's Youth Business Trust. Here is the minister addressing a national youth policy function on Wednesday.
And again in this financial year, we will be making to the DYBT an amount of $1 million. Monies that will be specifically targeted at young people who have these innovative business ideas to go through a training process, a mentorship process, and then to receive financing to set up and start up your own businesses.
The minister confirmed that funds will be made available for the music industry within the current financial year.
And we all know a significant number of young people are directly involved in the music industry. Whether they have these young bands, they're young bands, they do the recordings, whatever the case may be. So this is another investment that we are making to our young people in this financial year. And our young people, we want you to embrace these opportunities.
So far, over $12 million has been invested in the DYBT. Daru said government understands the existing issue with youth unemployment.
Sometimes the private sector may not be able to hire you, or the public sector. So you have to find creative ways and means to employ yourself. And that is why we continue to make these investments in you as young people. And notwithstanding this, we've also implemented the National Employment Program, where again in this financial year over $7 million will be made available for the continuation of that program. And people, those who have criticized this program, I will say it publicly, they are not interested in young people. Because the National Employment Program, what it does is that it provides the opportunity for young people to be engaged and then to move on to other things.
Businessman Parry Bellot says he has had a change of heart towards the Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, whom he accuses of siding with regional heads who sought to force Dominica to drop Baroness Scotland as its candidate for the post of Commonwealth Secretary General. Julian Morris has this report.
Word of support for Sir Ronald Sanders by one faction surfaced in November last year when Dominica hosted the 62nd meeting of the OECS Authority. With two candidates from the region vying for the post of Commonwealth Secretary General, the OECS chairman called for one of the two nations to drop their candidate and back a single nominee. Antigua and Barbuda nominated Sir Ronald Sanders, while Dominica wanted Baroness Scotland.
And they actually tried to ambush our own Prime Minister in trying to force him to withdraw our candidate that we had put up. to be Secretary General of the Commonwealth. You know, I really thought that unfortunate, unfair, and disgusting, quite frankly, for them to use that meeting to go publicly and put all that kind of pressure on him. He was their host in Dominica. Fortunately, we have a strong Prime Minister. He stuck to his guns, and as usual, he was proved right. She won with flying colors.
Bellot says recent developments have helped change his perception of the St. Kitts Prime Minister.
As far as I'm concerned, I've forgiven Prime Minister Harris for that, because he has shown he is a man of substance by finding the time to come to the funeral in Dominica of that young Dominican police officer who served well in St. Kitts.
In more news, Welfare Officer Delia Giddings-Stedman says she is in full support of the KKK scholarship program. Giddings says the local band has provided continuous educational assistance to students across the island. She spoke during a ceremony on Thursday where the band presented 3 students with secondary school scholarships.
The KKK International Band must be commended for their timely and continued support in providing educational assistance, which helps in alleviating the struggles for families in meeting the cost of school supplies on behalf of their children. The Social Welfare Division, as a family service entity, also provides assistance to vulnerable individuals and families in an effort to enhance their quality of life.
She said that while the division plays its role, it must be noted that providing assistance to every needy child is not always feasible.
The initiative by the KKK International Band reflects positive contribution to educational development and the importance of support of corporate citizens and the investment in our country's youth. To the students I say, remain focused. Hard work is a real key to success.
She reminded students of the distractions when transitioning to secondary school, saying that they should take a firm grip of this opportunity. That's news. Kenny Williams is next with your sports highlights.
Cricket takes the first knock. Further soggy conditions at the Queen's Park Oval in Port of Spain, Trinidad further delayed play on day 2 of the Windies' 4th test against India on Friday. Scoring 62 for 2 on Thursday, no play was possible on the second day. The match will resume throughout the weekend, weather permitting. Well, he said he was going to do it, and he delivered. Sprint legend Usain Bolt captured the 200-meter Olympic gold in front of an appreciative Rio crowd, taking his Olympic gold medal count to 8. The 29-year-old was looking to reset his 2009 record of 19.9 seconds, but fell short by 0.59 seconds and finished in a time of 19.78 in the final, being the only finalist clocking a sub-20 time. Bolt said he wasn't happy with the time when he crossed the finish line, but he was excited to have had gotten gold medal, which was key. On the football scene, the Dominica Football Association will hold a special meeting for clubs participating in the 2016-2017 season on Saturday, 20th August at the Football House in Bath Estate at 10 a.m. The topic for discussion will be insurance for players for the upcoming season. 1 person per club is expected to be represented at the meeting. Meantime, a total of 7 teams were granted their license by the first instance body to participate in the 2016-2017 football season. The teams are the Harlem United, Point Michelle, Bath Estate, and Bombers in the Premier Division, Club Lubia and Soufriere Spartans in the First Division. The other clubs have not been granted a license, but their application will be reviewed once they submit the outstanding documents by Tuesday, August 23. In basketball news, we can tell you that Fast Cash Prowlers and Kelvedaro Hurricanes had wins in the 2016 DABA playoffs on Thursday. In the Premier Division matchup, defending champions Detroit Blazers suffered a defeat to Prowlers, going down 65-59. Junior Isles had the steady hand for Prowlers, contributing 28 points and 16 rebounds. Ronald Bruno assisted with 16 and 6 rebounds. In a losing effort, Lester Langley got 18 with 7 rebounds, Nathan John Jules 15, and Thomas Felix 10 points for Blazers. Meantime, in the Division 1 encounter, Hurricanes beat Tigers 62-51. Kevin Daru and Jerry Wright helped put Hurricanes in the lead, scoring 17 points each. Tony Lee got 17 for Tigers, with Henson Henderson chipping in with 15 and Sean Thomas 10. Next up, several matches are on this weekend in the various football leagues across the island. In the Fast Cash Harlem Football League, Malta India Icons will come up against Aeropost Dutch United for 3rd place at 5 p.m. to be followed by the final between Burt Motors Young Stars and Club Lubier at 8 p.m. Those games are carded for Newtown. Meantime, in the RC Football League on Saturday at 2:30, it will be Steinman RC Veterans versus Castle Bruce and Uprising Stars versus Southeast Under 17 at 4:15. In a doubleheader on Sunday, Ivor Stevenson Young Boys will face Grand 4 Young Boys at 2:30 and 4:15. Smart Ballers DCP will play Young G-Made. Finally, in football, Ghetto Youths All-Stars will play Arizona Boys, followed by Party Boys against Spartans on Saturday. On Sunday, Steinman FC will meet up with Spartans on the sand, followed by Ghetto Youths All-Stars versus Party Boys in the TTW Beach Football Tournament. Back with more cricket, where all the other games have been played, and it is now down to the finals as action resumes in the 2016 Digital Augustus Gregoire Premier Cricket League. Desiderata Tremors and Dubla United Stars won their respective semi-final games last weekend and will face off in an epic battle on the weekend. The venue for that match is Windsor Park at 10 a.m. Finally, in scheduled rounders games, it will be Rising Stars versus Tremors in Grand Bay, St. Joe Phoenix and RIC Health Club in St. Joseph, Police Sports Club against NCCU Domsetco Stars at Pottersville, Posse Rock Stars versus MCCU Stars in Portsmouth, and a clash between Penville Sixers and Dubla Almond Stars in Dubla. These matches play at 1 p.m. At 10 a.m., Matadors will play Point Michelle in Point Michelle. That's all the sporting highlights for now. I am Kenny Williams. Have yourself an awesome weekend.
And the weekend weather forecast is next.
Good evening, viewers. Welcome to tonight's weather broadcast. I am Janelle Macpherson. A high-pressure system was the dominant feature today, resulting in generally fair weather conditions across most of the island chain. Visible satellite imagery showed a few low-level clouds across Dominica today. Partly cloudy to cloudy skies were observed. Radar imagery indicated some scattered showers across parts of the island chain. The weather for tonight, fair to partly cloudy with a few scattered showers. Tomorrow, fair to partly cloudy skies are also expected with scattered showers mainly during the morning period. Seas tomorrow moderate with waves peaking up to 7 feet. Looking ahead for the next 3 days, the high-pressure system will be the dominant feature, resulting in fair to partly cloudy skies and scattered showers mainly during the morning period. Throughout the Caribbean tomorrow, fair to partly cloudy skies are expected across the northern to central portion of the region, with some scattered showers mainly during the morning period, while the extreme southern portion of the region can expect cloudy skies with scattered showers. On the international CITES forecast, possible thunderstorm activity expected in Miami and Caracas, generally fair weather conditions in New York and Beijing, while some partly cloudy skies and rain is expected in London. Sunrise tomorrow at 5:51 a.m. and the sunset at 6:26 p.m. We are in the hurricane season, so please keep up to date with weather information by visiting our website at weather.gov.dm or call our weather hotline at 447-5555. Thank you for viewing and have a good weekend.
To end the news, the headlines again. Convent High School maintains its CXC CSEC track record as one of its students tops this year's exams. A Thursday night fire at Italia restaurant leaves 9 workers unemployed, and West Coast victims of Tropical Storm Erika could be entering new homes at Platma Pier soon. Feel free to contact us at news@marpin2k4.com. You can also access our past newscasts on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the production team, I am Idona Jean Baptiste. To all our viewers around the world, we thank you for watching. Have a great weekend.